Yeah, I'ma spit this. It's the realness. Y'all gon' feel this. I ain't got no illness. So I'ma spit this and you can seal this in a bag. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so. Yeah, don't watch that. Okay, so. It's like 4 a.m. UK time, whether you call it Western Pacific or Eastern Pacific, I can't remember. But yeah, 4 o'clock UK time, AM. Don't ask me why I'm awake. Maybe because of the sweets. But you know, inspiration tends to hit you at weird times in the night, especially for me. I don't know why, but I was looking through some of the comments that I made recently. You know, if you've been checking my profile, you've been seeing all the, you know, lyrical hip hop and heels, and cheerleading hip hop shit. But it's something that's been on my mind for a while. Okay, you probably can't hear what I'm saying because the sweet. 1 minute. Okay, done. So, one word that's been on my mind lately, and it's evolution. It's like I brought up a lot of points in the past year and a half, who knows, when I've been talking, and there's a general excuse that tends to go around in the community, speaking strictly about the UK community, the dance community, the hip-hop street dance community that we have here. Evolution seems to be a kind of excuse that tends to pop up now and again. You kind of raise the question about, it's important to learn your history and your foundations, and I find that a lot of people in the UK want to be individual, which kind of means to them, we don't have to learn the foundations that the Americans set for us. We want to do it the way we want to do it, which is kind of silly if you ask me, considering that most of the styles that people claim to do came from America. So if you're not looking towards the people who invented it and helped push it forward, then who are you looking towards, and what are you actually doing? So the whole thing about evolution, someone made a comment on one of my statuses, the hip hop and here's one, saying that anything without evolution dies, and some people liked it, and I was thinking, it's kind of a stupid comment to make, so I kind of put another one. Evolution without foundation is pointless, because then it becomes something totally different and stupid. So okay, as you know, it's quite late. The brain isn't functioning that well. I've been drinking Coke and eating sweets, so I'm probably malnourished and don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I would try to get through this smoothly so you understand. I got notes and everything, just so I can make it good. So, okay. Coming back to the importance of foundation that people need to learn. There's a person called Safi Thomas who runs the Hip Hop Conservatoire in America, and Karina kind of posted this on the comment, the hip hop and heels and that shit comment, but no one kind of commented after that, so it's like, did people actually read what she put? If they didn't, I'm gonna show you now so you can see it. Actually, I'll probably read it out, it's probably quicker. He was basically, Safi Thomas was asked questions. So you think you can dance America's Best Dance Crew and all the other many dance competitions, TV, show, etc. What are your feelings towards them? Have they done anything for hip-hop dance, or are they pimping the culture for good ratings? Also, why is the importance of foundation being taught to dancers? Why do you think today's upcoming dancers shy away from learning foundation? So since we're on the topic of foundation and the whole evolution, he answered the questions and addressed the points individually. So he labeled them 1, 2, and 3. The first one was dance shows. The second is importance of foundation, and the third is why people avoid foundation. So I'm gonna read 2 and 3 because it links more to what we're talking about. So you got part 2 of Safi Thomas's reply, labeled the importance of foundation. Ballet is a 400-year-old art form. It started as a street dance, for those who didn't know. Some like to say peasant dance, yet I remind them that as the peasants for the most part lived in the street and were not a part of the king's court, therefore it's a street dance. Anyway, ballet has its own movement vocabulary, a repertoire of movement that has been passed down through time to a point where the elements of dance are recognizable by a novice, i.e. a plie, pirouette, or jeté. In order to teach a ballet class, I must be well versed in the art of knowing all terms and combinations. I need at least 2 decades or more of experience, both pedagogically and practically. Any deviation from the sanctity of the art is met with diversive comments and blacklisting, which is true. Hip-hop has its own foundations. Codification notwithstanding, the part of the art do have names and founders and vocabulary that are distinct to the genre. It would behoove individuals trying to be hip-hop dancers to study the foundations of hip-hop dance as well as hip-hop culture, the history, the humble beginnings of the art. The movement vocabulary all makes up the core essence of the art. If you're ignoring the foundations, you are not doing hip-hop. You're moving to hip-hop music, but you're not doing hip-hop. Just like I'm not well versed in ballet, I cannot dare say that I'm a professional ballet dancer. Today, anyone with a dream can roll out of bed tomorrow and go and teach a dance studio. There are no standards for a hip-hop class. The quality of the arts has diminished to a point where hip-hop dance is now do whatever you want. Some call that evolution, yet evolution is a better version of old genetic combination. Ignoring the foundation is a mutation, a corrupted genetic structure that destroys and devolves the host DNA. Hip-hop foundation. Makes sense, right? So, back on the word of evolution, as I said, people tend to use evolution as an excuse, as if something evolves, it must be a good thing. It's a positive that things are evolving, which is nonsense. For instance, if we look about how the words new style and hype evolved within the dance community, obviously the word new style came from New York style, because they saw it as, hip-hop was done in New York and they saw it as a New York style of dance, hip-hop. And over time, that became new style. And over more time, new style became a different dance style separate from hip-hop, which is nonsense, which is another point of evolution, right? But it's not a positive thing, because you have people running around the dance community saying, oh, I do new style. And you go, oh, really? What's new style? They're like, it's, you do a wave and shake your head and do the splits. Like, people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And that's evolution. Is it good? Same thing with hype. Hype was just a description of energy. And over time, evolution, it became what? A new dance style, separate from hip-hop. Nonsense. Come on. Okay, so you got part 3 of Safi Thomas's note, which is titled, Why Do People Avoid Foundation? And his response, expedience and laziness. Studying foundation is hard work and takes time and discipline. Discipline. It's late. Why should I study popping for years? And locking for years? And b-boying for years when I can just make up my own moves and call it hip-hop? Laugh out loud. The basis of dance education is defunct in relation to hip-hop dance, to the point where now having no base is the norm. It rests on who you've danced for, who has the bigger name. The bigger the name, the bigger the pool. Studying your craft is now a foreign term to most dancers, because the dancers before them did not instill the importance of studying their craft. They were too busy doing shows and getting pimped themselves many years ago. So a ball has dropped and now dancers don't care because no one ever taught them to care. So this uncovering's been a bit serious, maybe because of the time that it was shot at. But the message hopefully is still clear. One of the main things, obviously, what I want people to think about is that, just because something's evolving doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing or it's in a positive light. And a lot of people always say that the stats in the videos, are pointless on Facebook and they've changed nothing. And for me, if you think that this has changed nothing, then you're not really in the scene and haven't seen the progression of things that have happened from before to now. I'm not saying that I'm the person that started all that kind of stuff, but I'm saying everything has its hand in change, and it's good to recognize it. So yeah, that's Uncovering Truth About Street Dance Part 6. Peace.